Alan Fillmore asking about Tanger Factory Outlets, ticker SKT. So this is a real estate investment trust. It's one that have been really big on pretty much all of last year and even before the coronavirus crash. So Tanger Factory Outlets owns premium factory outlet retail real estate, right? And then they lease it to retailers. And the company struggled for a number of years pre-coronavirus because of the all of the things that have been going on with physical retail over the past few years and the struggles and the death of the mall, so to speak. The company spent a number of years kind of right-sizing its portfolio, selling off underperforming assets, trying to work on its balance sheet, and really, you know, most of 2019 was pretty decent for the company. It had done a lot to improve its business, and its assets were more or less what it wanted. And then, of course, the coronavirus crash happens, and the company spends most of the second quarter with a lot of its stores closed, all of its properties closed. But then was able to open really quickly and get back to going, and reported really quickly that its rents were coming in. It had very few customers that were asking for forbearance or asking for deferrals. And a big part of that is because of its operating model. These are outdoor properties for the most part, right? So people feel much more comfortable going to an outdoor mall than an indoor mall. They're outlets, so there's the discounter aspect of it. People want a good deal. They also demographically, they're generally in pretty affluent areas, right? So they tend to attract people that frankly haven't lost their job, right? And have been able to continue to work. Um, it seems like I need to go back and look, but it seems like the company now re-implemented a dividend. As a real estate investment trust, it has to pay out at least 90% of its GAAP net income in dividends to investors. And I think because they returned to positive results pretty quickly, they've had to at least get back to that minimum standard. I think the company is still undervalued. Probably, it's certainly a reasonable value, and I think it's probably undervalued because I think as we continue to move more and more towards a recovery and more towards normal, right? Whatever normal looks like in 6 months or a year or 2 years, this is the kind of retail that's going to continue to thrive. Regional malls and malls that rely on these really big box traffic driving anchor tenants are going to continue to struggle in a lot of places. But Tanger's properties are pretty uniform in size for the most part. It makes them easier to repurpose. They're more attractive because they drive traffic. These are really high volume places. They've already looked at ways to add more experiential things. So those are all things that are going to drive more traffic and are resistant to e-commerce. And also a lot of companies are figuring out really good omni-channel strategy, meaning so you have your e-commerce footprint, you have your retail that's wholesale. So you're wholesaling it to a third-party retailer. And then you have your brick and mortar retail that you own and operate yourself, right? So having that omni-channel strategy, there's no doubt that Tanger is important for a lot of retailers as they figure that out. So I continue to love the business, and I think it's worth buying at these prices.